Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Whether you're shaving your
balls
or other regions, your bowels, whether you're shaving that or maybe you're deodorizing them or you're using the crop duster or whatever it is you want.
Or the shower stuff, the shampoo and the conditioner and the body wash. They got that too.
Steve does smell good when he shampoos with Manscaped. Yeah. I referenced that.
You just have.
I have talked about that before.
Body wash, you get that moisturizing spray.
You know what it is. Keyword is dangle. Manscaped.com, promo code dangle. And all you need to know actually is that you're going to get 20% off and free shipping. So check it out. Again, 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com, promo code dangle.
SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Let's go! I want to start today's show with an interesting news story.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know how familiar you are with NFTs. And I was going back and forth with some of our listeners, Rick Calder being one of them, who Rick and I talk all the time. And we were chatting about NFTs because I retweeted a story from BBC News. Jack Dorsey sold an NFT. Jack Dorsey, who founded Twitter, sold an NFT for 2.5 million pounds of the first tweet ever tweeted, which is what he was able to tweet that, right? Mm-hmm. So the person that bought it for over 2 million pounds. A lot of money. Mm-hmm. Tried to sell it the other day.
I saw this.
Highest bid, 6,600 pounds.
Oh. Listen, I'm not going to yuck your yum. If you like it, cool. But I did some of those. Remember we did Top Shot for a while?
Those the cards?
NBA cards. They have, my collection anyway, is not taken off in the way that I thought it might. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll go to the moon. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
It's funny you should bring up NFTs because this morning, as a Maple Leafs Insider newsletter subscriber, I got an email about Carlton the Bears NFT drop.
Who needs Chris Johnson when you have Jesse Blake in his emails?
Yeah.
Did you guys see this?
No. Tell us.
So I'm showing you the screen right now.
So whispers.
Carlton is dropping in an NFT collection where you can get the Carlton the Bear. Like little emote things. Mm-hmm. And then there's other versions where you see all of the Leafs jerseys. The next gen one looks fun. He's wearing the Justin Bieber jersey. The St. Pat ones has an afro.
Chia Pet.
Yeah. There's the old timey ones got an old timey mustache and an old timey haircut.
I think I might prefer that one.
So I believe
like Paul McLean.
I believe all the money is being donated. It's $25 each. Carlton the Bear NFTs.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. I also want to mention this. The Toronto Maple Leafs have Pride Night, and there's like a great story. Robert Malloy sent this my way about I don't know if you guys saw the artwork done for it for Scotiabank Arena. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Rosa Nazari is the Toronto artist, and there's like a whole thing on the Leafs, like a video. You don't even have to click a link. It's the video on Twitter for that. So we just wanted to shout them out and have a look at that. I think it's really great. Gentlemen,
Adam,
I know we have to get into You Can Bet That in just a little bit here because there's an Austin Matthews prop to follow up on. But I have to ask you.
Oh, dear.
In all seriousness, how big is the Toronto-Philadelphia game? And we'll talk about it again coming up here. How big is it for Austin Matthews' goal streak? Or goals?
I love it.
Padded goals.
That's 4 games from now. It's 4 games from now. And they did it again. I was amazed how many people tweeted me that they did it again.
Tell us what did the Flyers, for anybody that missed yesterday's episode, what did the Flyers do again, Steve?
Well, so Connor Sherry, who I'm going to remind everyone was once a consistent line mate of Sidney Crosby, got the easiest goal of his NHL career the other night when all 5 Philadelphia Flyers decided to forget he exists and there was no one within at least 15 feet of him. And he made 6 moves on Martin Jones because that's how much time he had. Then they play the New York Rangers, and again, Timbits ass defense. I swear the Leafs played them like several days ago, and the game was relatively even for the first two periods. You know how they take games off?
Mm-hmm.
The Flyers screwed it up.
What do you mean?
Because the last time the Leafs played the Flyers, the Leafs got the impression that they could take games off.
Oh, because they
took the first 40 minutes off, and then in the third, they're like, all right, suppose we should win this. And then they crushed them.
So it made them feel that maybe perhaps they were better than they are when the Flyers are just that bad.
Yeah, like I talked about this in Steve's Dangits today. There are usually the worst teams in the league. They sell at the deadline, and then the rest of the season, they are awful. That's not really happening this year. The Coyotes are still pretty competitive. Mm-hmm. The Sabres are somehow getting even better. The Habs are very competitive. The Flyers are shambolic. Those dudes cannot wait to be on a beach anywhere but Pennsylvania.
Are there beaches in Pennsylvania?
I don't know.
Maybe there are.
You got family in Pittsburgh. You tell me.
Not
there
in
a
Pittsburgh.
great
There is not.
Pittsburgh beach?
There is not.
No?
Just Point State Park.
Should I cancel my flight?
You should. Put away your Speedo.
Yeah. I'm going on my first flight since the pandemic began recently to sunny Winnipeg.
Oh, when?
In May. May 24th.
Oh, for a birthday. Or not birthday, wedding.
Fuck. That'd be a hell of a birthday.
It'd be a great birthday.
For me to fly to Winnipeg for it. No, it's a wedding.
Okay.
I don't remember where I was going.
Well, we're talking about the
Flyers are bad.
The Flyers are bad. Okay.
So they got the Caps, Sens, Islanders, and then, I mean, Matthews has to be looking at that like, you know what? I got to hang 5 on him.
Right? I think so.
Leafs, they're going to lose that game.
So,
I'm telling you right now.
So that prop bet, by the way, was Sports Interaction. We're going to get to in a second. But of course, as always, we ask you to game responsibly when you are. There is a lot of information in the video below about how to do so. Just there's a link right there in the description.
Below, yeah.
Check it out. Let's bring on David Bashel with You Can Bet That. All right, David Bashel rejoining us. Now, here's the thing. We left last Friday, with a prop bet. And yes. David went immediately to the Sports Interactions odd makers and put it out there. Austin Matthews, will he or won't he score 70 goals?
Not 60.
Yes.
70 goals. 60. Now, at the time, I think it was, what was the original number? What did you guys have the line set at?
Original number for 70 was at 35.00. So 35 times your money. And I can give you an update as of this second. 9.00, which tells us, guys, that people are betting into this prop. People that are looking at this prop are going, you know what? Austin Matthews, legitimate chance at 70 goals, and that number has to go down because that's how books figure out liability. They can't keep on posting 35s because if Austin Matthews actually gets there, Sports Interaction might be in a little bit of trouble.
And this is a lesson is when you're betting, you're looking towards the game that's happening, is to get in early because sometimes the lines move in your favor.
That's right.
Well said, Jesse. Well said. It's as soon as something's established, if there's something you honestly like and you could sit there and legitimately see, you have to bet into it because there's going to be plenty of people and then the market dampers off a little bit, right? So we've also added, I should tell you, 74 is now our limit. So 74 goals is a possibility for Austin Matthews on that Steve Dangle prop.
And it's a bet for his exact goal total.
Right,
so I think I might go in today and just bet like 70 through 74 and see what I can do.
Why
with
not?
those.
Well,
You know?
I think Sports Interaction's been watching the Flyers. They're looking at the schedule and they're like, they got the Flyers coming up. Oh boy.
Yeah,
boy.
You know what? You make a good point because you evaluate the schedule. You go, okay, Washington, probably a little bit of a tougher matchup just because of what that team's about. But then there's a couple of buys in there. And then you have to figure this. Is Sheldon Keefe going to hold off Austin Matthews? Is he going to sit the last game or two just because they don't want anything to happen? These things happen, guys. That's what happens with a good playoff team.
I think it's interesting. Jesse hedges his bets, right? Take 70, 71, 72, 73.
We'll see how the money lays out. When he calculates
I think it's going to be fascinating because Austin scores goals in bunches. However, I think Keefe was playing him like 24 minutes a night a couple of games ago, and I think they got to be thinking about peeling that back a little bit.
100%.
So that's gonna have some sort of effect, unless it's against the Flyers, where all bets are off.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be just dress 7 defenseman. He's fourth line center as well. Like they're going to be doubling it up.
David, we also got to talk about the Raptors kicking off the playoffs this Saturday. Can we talk a little bit about the lines here? What are we looking at, and what are you guys offering at Sports Interaction?
Yeah, we're offering basically everything at Sports Interaction for the series. So right now, the 76ers are the slight favorites at Sports Interaction. Pretty good value on one bet, and I'll give you my best bet on this series. It's just select the series winner. So right now at Sports Interaction, you can get the Toronto Raptors to just win the series. It doesn't matter how many games, at $250. That's pretty good value. 2.5 times your money, 2.50 out there. So I really like that. You can also select how many games they win it in, whichever team you're selecting. The over-under on amount of games is set at 5.5. So will the series go over or under 5.5 games? And there's a lot of other things, too, that are going to go with it. Player props are going to start up, too, because that first game is on Saturday. And you know what? I think the Raptors are very, very live underdogs. What about you guys?
I mean, a 4-5 series is always the toughest one to call, right? But I think what the Raptors have, obviously the Sixers have James Harden, and that's a problem. Yep. And they have Joel Embiid and an axe to grind because the Raptors beat them on the way to their championship. But I think what the Raptors do have is they've got this positionless, as I learned on the Jesse Blake Sports Report, positionless sort of basketball.
Good name, by the way. Great name. I like it.
Boo, David.
Thank you, David.
Boo, David. I think really what you guys talked about on it with the fact that they play such a team defense as well. I don't know. I want to say the Raptors because I just love the idea of James Harden and Joel Embiid going down again. I do want to say that. So I would take the Raptors.
The most interesting bet I think you guys have is Raptors plus 1.5 games in the series. It's only 1.5 odds, 1.5 times your money. But if it goes to a game 7, regardless of whether the Raptors lose or win, you win that bet because you get plus a game and a half on their series total in the games. So I think it's going to be a close series, and I think that might be the bet because even if it's game 7, I think that's where it'll go to. You win your bet, and I'm always about just taking home the money.
There you go. There you go. Good strategy there. It's that's an option as well. And there's a lot of American broadcasters that maybe think this Raptor team may not last too long. I kind of disagree with that, but I guess we will see.
Yeah. What's the Shaq bet? What do you have as the odds the Raptors get swept?
Oh man.
I have them here. I have them here. I think it's Philly. It's 9-4-9.
9-4-9, exactly.
So 9 times.
Exactly.
Philly wins the 4 straight.
Yeah,
it ain't happening.
Yeah,
no way.
It ain't happening.
I just can't see that happening.
No. Hey, David Bashel.
They're not coming to Toronto to win games 3 and 4 after winning 1 and 2. I just think that's ridiculous.
I agree. Could not agree more. David Bashel, Sports Interaction. If you want to go, if you want to follow them at SIA Sport. David, thanks so much for another week. And I guess we'll check in with Austin Matthews again next week and just see where this is at because we could be looking at a completely different picture. Lines can go and then they can come back too.
That's exactly it. Look forward to it, guys. Thanks so much.
Darryl Sutter has not been known to be the most talkative human being as a coach. Like I used to listen to radio programs that would make fun of how little he said.
An NHL player once referred to his pregame speeches as a eulogy.
Yeah. They had there was an LA rock show called Kevin and Bean for years, and they would have a guy on there who sounded exactly like Darryl Sutter.
Yeah.
And they'd ask him like a big long question, and he'd just respond yeah or no. Yeah, no. But recently he's been saying a lot of shit.
Almost exclusively about the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, and how good they are. But I thought yesterday's comments about the Golden Knights were great. And I want to bring these guys, I wanted to see what you guys thought.
I can't wait to hear it.
So when they have a full squad, they're favorites to win the Stanley Cup. They have a $100 million payroll, so they'll have to figure out how to keep 20 of it out. And we were talking about this yesterday during the show, right? So he's like, when they've got a full team, they can win the cup. The problem is you can't play the full team at the same time. That's essentially what is to be gathered from that. And I thought that was pretty fun.
He's messing with people. I'm not used to this from Darryl Sutter. Have I just not been paying attention? He's messing with the psyche of the Colorado Avalanche. like, because we keep talking about the West is Colorado and the West is Calgary. And he's put all his effort into no. It's Colorado. They're the team to beat. They're the team to beat. If they lose game 1, oh boy, that's a huge upset. Oh, and he's trying to give them the yips. He's trying to give Colorado the yips. He's planting the seeds. With Vegas, it's interesting because I don't know what the strategy is there because they're 3 points out of a playoff spot. But I think he might be looking at LA, who was such a good story for so long, but now Drew Doughty is out for the rest of the season. And there is a good chance they screw this up. I still think they probably find a way to squeak in, but if anyone's going to drop out, I think it's probably going to be them.
Wow.
And then, well, how will it land? They're going to get probably one of the wild card spots, Vegas, if they get in.
They'd get the division slot.
Oh, that's right, because the Pacific stinks.
If Vegas wins their games in hand right now, they will pass LA.
Wow.
And they have the third spot in the division. It's a shame what's happened to the Kings here because they've just kind of run out of runway and their season's kind of crumbling in front of them.
Well, they've gone 1-4 in their last 5. It's their fault.
Yeah, and because they got an amazing season out of Cal Peterson.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Quick. Like, he's had his Jonathan Quick season where he's unbelievable at times and then a little awful in other times.
Alan Wall's client and Leaf draft pick Sean Dursey.
Sean Dursey is kicking around too.
Great.
And it just seems like they're gonna fall out of this and Vegas is gonna pass them with all the strength that Vegas has. Like I said, if they just win their games in hand, it's over.
I still think there's a strategy there. He's trying to brain ninja.
Which team?
So? Vegas.
Yeah,
like, I wonder if he's just planting seeds.
Well, you got to think he's got a little bit of an allegiance to the Kings too, because he won cups there, right?
He could. I also wonder, like, if he's just looking at easy targets, like just teams around the league who have players who read everything and get pissed off. Jack Eichel.
I was thinking it, but you said it.
Yeah.
I
mean him.
And
if anyone is going to read it and take it personally and remember it forever, it's him.
Well, who gets mad at that though? To be honest with you, like he said it. They have $100 million payroll, so they have to figure out how to keep 20 out. That's what he said.
I mean, it's absolute shenanigans. I mean, if is what Vegas is doing this year worse than what Tampa did last year? Try to forget that Tampa won the cup.
Well, I mean, Kucherov did have a real injury. They probably just delayed his comeback.
He had surgery.
Yeah. So then the Vegas has real injuries too. It's not like guys aren't injured and they're not on LTIR because of their injury.
They just happen to be.
They have 3 guys going LTIR on the same day.
Yeah. And the NHL has been more stingent about checking up on guys because of what's been happening over the last couple of years. I know that Shea Weber got extra checks over the last draft when Montreal was like, okay, Shea Weber's going to be out for the rest of forever.
Right.
They made him go see doctors. They made him do all these extra checks to make sure that his injuries were legitimate and all this stuff. Even though everybody believed him. They're like, we got to do our due diligence here because the other GMs are complaining. So I don't believe that Vegas doesn't have the actual medical information to be like, okay, this guy's got this. We can keep him out. But the team I would be like, okay, they might be a little spooked here by Darryl Sutter's comments, is Edmonton. Because that 2-3 is going to end up Vegas and Edmonton. I'm picking Vegas in that series. I don't trust the Edmonton Oilers to go up against Vegas and win that in 7 games.
Not if the full payroll, not if all $100 million is deployed.
I do not know what to make of that team.
They've kind of not been the national story they were. Right?
Yeah, but what's weird is they'll rattle off like, what was it, 5 straight wins and then just get shit kicked by the Wild. Killed.
The Wild are good though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, okay.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
They're a little bit like the Leafs in that, like, could you see them winning? Yeah, sure. But I won't believe it until I see it.
Right.
And they're kind of one of those teams.
If I'm Edmonton, I'm rooting for LA to get that slot because I think that's a better matchup for us.
100%.
Right?
100%.
So?
I think LA, before the Doughty injury, I think LA wins that series. I think all bets are off now. That's a huge wrench in the cogs of the West.
One thing that I'd be interested if it ends up LA, Edmonton, which it could, like Vegas may fall back and not pass them. But I want to see Philip Deneau go up against Connor McDavid and see if Deneau does what he does last playoffs and just shuts down the best player in the world.
Ooh.
You know, Deneau versus McDavid. That's the big matchup in that series.
I had it. Well, and don't forget the player who makes Philip Deneau. His line mate, Trevor Moore.
Obviously, yes.
Who's having a great year.
Who's having a great year.
Yeah, absolutely.
That started with a goal against the Leafs that I saw in person. Cool.
Great. Super. Yeah, well, that is going to be a fun one. And I think, so Jesse, you say Vegas is going to surpass LA. You think they can do it?
I'm kind of, it's for me, it's a toss up. Like, I look at the games and I'm saying, okay, LA is falling off and Vegas is heating up. Yeah, so I think the smart pick would be that Vegas recaptures those 2 games that they have in hand and they pass them in points. They get 4 points there. They end up with 89 over 88 if they were equal in games. But there's still like 6 games left. Who knows? They have to go at least 5-1 in those 6 games. I think they give them a solid chance unless LA keeps falling.
Adam makes such a good point though. Like who wants to go up against the 1-2 of Kopitar Deneau in a 4-7?
Jesse made that point, but
you did?
Yeah, it was Jesse.
Okay, sorry.
He did make a good
Sometimes you
point.
say things and then I think about them really
It's
intensely.
okay. Sometimes I get angry tweets about something one of the two
You
of you have
said
said.
Deneau.
No,
I said that.
He
I
said
said
Deneau.
You said that?
Yeah.
Sometimes I
like
get
8
I get you guys
seconds
confused
ago.
all the time.
So sometimes people will tweet me and be like, I don't know what the hell you were saying. I'm like, you're right, because I didn't say it.
Every dumb thing I've ever said is something you said.
I get blamed for a lot of the things that or if I say something and you agree with it and it turns out to be wrong, it's Adam, you're an idiot. Steve, I still love you.
Yeah. People will tag me and I'll be like, I said that. I'm the dummy. Stop that.
Can we officially rule out Vancouver and Winnipeg?
I mean, Winnipeg, yes. Vancouver.
They're only 1 point up on Winnipeg.
Yeah. I just like the Canucks a lot more.
Mm.
And they've been playing well recently, winning games that they have to.
4 in a row.
Yeah, Winnipeg lost to friggin' Detroit.
In a must-win game.
And they lost to Detroit in a must-win game. Vancouver beat Vegas. They're not the same. You know what I mean? Vancouver, they give me the vibes of like those early Reimer year teams where they're going to be fun to watch down the stretch, but they probably ultimately fall short.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many good teams to pass.
It's nice that in the West we have a race this year. Like, it's really close.
Because there isn't shit in the East.
Hasn't been for a month and a half, maybe 2 now.
All right. And who knows if
4.
if LA, like, maybe they sneak into the wild card after falling back and Vegas catches them and then Dallas is out.
They could.
That's a weird scenario, too.
They could, because what about the 1-2 of Kopitar and Deneau could get them into... Sorry.
I'm glad I said that. I'm really glad I said that. Guys, you ever been to therapy?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you find it helpful?
Yes.
Extremely.
If somebody who was considering therapy came to you and said, I'm considering therapy, what would you say?
Do it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Change your life.
BetterHelp online therapy might be the thing that is working for you. People don't always realize this, but physical symptoms like headaches, teeth grinding, even digestive issues can be indicators of stress. And let's not forget about doom scrolling, which we're all guilty of, sleeping too little, sleeping too much, undereating, overeating. It's all part of, unfortunately, things that a lot of people are facing today, and BetterHelp can help you. It's customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat. If you don't want to be on camera, it's completely fine. It's more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try online to help see if you can lower your stress. Now, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and STP listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/STP. That's BetterHelp.com/STP. In a tiny apartment in Southern California, 2 college dropouts teamed up to create a watch company that broke the rules. Fair prices, unexpected colors, and clean original designs. Movement.
And it doesn't tell time.
No, it does. It actually does. Movement.
This one does. This one actually does. That was the first thing I thought.
That's a deep cut, you two.
Yeah.
Grew into one of the fastest growing brands, shipping to over 160 countries around the globe. Now Movement has expanded their blue light glasses that protect your eyes from screens, minimalist jewelry, and more style essentials that don't break the bank, all designed right out of their California headquarters. These watches are great. The things they have on their website are awesome. And
Adam has one.
I do.
I ordered one.
I actually am getting
It's
it.
on the way.
I'm getting it sized right now. That's why I'm not wearing it. But I'm getting it because it comes. Because of course, when you get like a metal bracelet, right, for the watch, you have to go to the watchmaker and make sure. Because I've got big, thick wrists. So very soon you'll be seeing me wear my movement watch on my big, thick daddy wrist. If you want to elevate your look with a style that doesn't break the bank, well, you should join Movement and get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns. Go to movement.com/dangle, DANGLE. That's MVMT.com/dangle. Hey, I want to ask you about Toronto versus Washington. Because there was a time where I used to be able to make something of like, okay, I kind of know what this is going to be going into the game, right? For a few years, it's Washington dominant team, Toronto on the come up. What do we think about it now? How do we look at this game now?
I think it's two desperate teams. In the context of proving themselves. And I think we're in for an underratedly great game. I do. Because the Leafs are obviously saving it for tune-up games. The Capitals have a reputation of doing the same. And I think that's what we're going to see is two teams raise the stakes. And it's going to start with the top two goal scorers, right? So there's Ovechkin and Matthews. This kid is the best goal scorer in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show him what the best goal scorer in the game looks like. I've been the best goal scorer in the game for over a decade. You're going to learn, kid. Remember that game in the very early Matthews years? It was either his rookie year or his sophomore year, where Ovechkin just straight up slandered the Leafs after morning skate.
Well, he used to toast the Leafs.
He just straight up slandered them, and then he went in. I think he had a 4-point game. He factored into. I think the Leafs lost 4-3 in overtime. He factored into all 4 goals, and he had the overtime winner. But Matthews had, I think it was 2 goals and 1 assist that game. So, like, Matthews had a spectacular game, and Ovechkin's like, great game, kid. And he just comes out, and he does even better. But it's been a few years. Matthews has learned a few new tricks. He's gotten a little bit older. I think we're in for a show. I think it's going to be a spectacle. I can't wait to watch it.
That will be fun.
Can't wait.
Very excited about that.
How often do I say that? I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what to expect. No, I know exactly what to expect tonight. Both team superstars are going to look to kick each other's ass.
And Jack Campbell is the confirmed starter, so he is back.
And in a game against Tom Wilson, both Simmons and Clifford are in the lineup.
Oh, hey, no way.
Steve, you were super happy pre-show because the Leafs are going with your defense pairing that you like the most. Can you tell us what that is?
Riley Labushkin, Muzzin back in the lineup. I'm not sure why he missed last game. I guess
it was undisclosed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He's hurt. That's why.
Well, I fucking hope not. Riley Labushkin, Muzzin Brody, which if he's healthy, I think is a spectacular pair, and Liljegren Giordano. And I think those two bring out the best in each other.
Boy, do they ever.
Yeah, which means Justin Hall sits. Now, since he was awful, god awful at the beginning of the season, his numbers have been very good. Like, the Leafs get the majority of shots, Corsi, chances when he's on the ice. What I cannot look past, because, like, that's a true thing. And you can tell when you watch. He's better. He's an improved player. What I can't help but notice is, when I'm breaking down goals and I'm looking at who was on the ice and I'm looking at whose responsibility it was, holy shit. Like, he's on the wrong end of so many of those. So, is it possible that a guy can be on the ice, do the right things, his team gets the majority of shot attempts, they get the majority of shots on goal, they get the majority of chances, but the chances he gives up are legendary? Like, does he have a little bit of Jake Gardner? Right? Like, when it came to Jake Gardner, every number was in his favor.
Like all the advanced stuff.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. But, like, not even not terribly advanced, like, this team gets more shots than that team, and when players play with him, they get more offense than they have to do defense. when they play with someone else, it's the opposite. And then you would watch the goals that go against, and you're like, Jake, what are you doing?
And before him, Brian McCabe.
Oh, but then you look at the number of chances, and you're like, well, there's a chance in the offensive zone, and here's a chance in the defensive zone. Not all chances are equal, right? And the Leafs have a big problem moving players from the front of their net, and for all the good things that he does, Justin Hall cannot do it. He can't do it. And we've seen over and over again that he can't do it. You know what's interesting about this Leafs lineup is all 7 defenders they have kill penalties. Right? That wasn't always the case.
No, it certainly wasn't.
And a big thing keeping Hall in the lineup over the last couple of years is, a guy gets hurt or, you want to change things up. Well, not everyone kills penalties, and he does. I'm very excited to see how this goes because these are the 6 that I've wanted, and I don't think they've ever played together.
I don't think they have either. And the other thing that, and this is a credit to Kyle Dubas and the staff.
They've only existed for a couple of weeks. Like Giordano just got here.
No, well, Giordano just got here, and Muzzin was injured when he got here, right?
And Muzzin's played like 4 games.
Jesse,
I know.
It's a legendary 6 that never have played together.
I'm not saying the Leafs are dumb. I'm saying they've never had the chance.
I just like the context of it's only been possible for like 3 games.
Yeah, but the second it was obvious that Giordano and Liljegren was a thing, I was like, okay, here's what it is.
Right.
As soon as Muzzin comes back, this is what it's got to be. And Riley Lyubushkin. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. I really didn't.
We need more catchy names.
Mo Bushkin. Mo Bush.
That's pretty good. We got one.
Mo Bushkin.
Second pair, what's the name?
Muzzin Broads.
Nope. We need something better.
TJ Muzzin.
Nope.
ZZ.
I need to hear it. It needs to be like, yeah, that's it. Mo Bush. Mo Bush.
Mo
is
Bush.
good.
Mo Bush.
You
Mo
nailed
Bush.
1. We need 2 and 3.
Come on.
We got Mo Bush. What's 2?
Geogrin?
Geogrin. Yeah, let's go.
All right,
Yeah.
Geogrin.
Let's
We got
fucking go.
We got one.
We got 2 or 3. We need 1 more.
Broadson.
Brodson's not bad.
Broadson.
It comes in 3rd if I'm ranking them, but it's not bad.
We can do better.
We can do better.
Jake and Bake?
I like that. Yeah.
But you could just make any partner he's with Bake.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Jake and Bake. No? No, we don't want...
No.
Because then you could say, oh, yeah, he's baking a
What about Buzzin?
turnover.
Buzzin's not bad.
All right, Mobush,
Mabush.
Mobush.
Buzzin.
Buzzin.
and Geogrin.
I like that. By the way, I did want to say
Buzzin?
this. Buzzin.
Bruzzin?
No, just buzzin.
No, all right.
No. Buzzin. Like
buzzin'.
buzzin. Like a bee.
All right.
Yeah.
Buzzin.
Tuzzin?
No.
Juzzin?
Don't make it hard.
TJ Brezin.
What I was trying to say, or what I was going to say, was that the thing that we have not talked about is one of the Leafs' best defensemen all year hasn't played for a couple months and probably won't play at least till the last week of the season.
Sandin.
Rasmus Sandin. And because of the additions they made in Lyubushkin and Giordano, I don't want to say they haven't missed him, because I don't think that you don't miss a talent like that no matter what.
Right.
But they've been able to manage pretty well.
I mean, unless literally the only spot in the lineup for him, Sheldon Keefe has been public in he tried Riley with Sandin once and it sucked and he's not going back to it. So his only shot is if they take either they're going to healthy scratch Mark Giordano, which they're not, so let's forget that immediately, or they're going to take out Liljegren and put Giordano, him with those two together. It's just not going to happen. So unless there's an injury, I don't see Sandin playing.
I could see
on this team.
Sandin swapping in for Liljegren for a couple games.
You gotta get him
Here
a couple
and there.
games. You gotta get him.
But like even
You
in a
have to
playoff
see.
game.
Oh, playoff game for sure.
Yeah.
He's gonna play in the playoffs, guys. There's gonna be injuries.
I don't think you do what you did last year with. I think the Leafs learned a bit of a lesson last year with. They were up in the series against Montreal. They were up 2-1. They took Sandin out for Dermott. Now the game went really well. Game 4 went really well. They won 4-0. They put Sandin back in for game 5 and he was terrible. And he never got it back. So I don't think during the series, I don't think you should screw with it just to see.
Mm-hmm.
The Leafs,
No, that's what the last week is for.
They got cheeky. They got what they thought was, all right, we're winning the series. We're going to win this series. Let's try something here. No.
And that was bad. That pair was terrible. It was.
They would have been better off sticking with Dermott. Just, okay, we made a decision. Here it is. How do you win a game 4-0 and change the lineup? You know what I mean?
I think it's a good point.
I got something for you.
But in game 3, I'm pretty sure Sandin scored. Why'd you scratch him?
I think Jesse has something for you.
70 and you take out the the Simmons Clifford spot.
Nah. No, you need those bodies. Another thing that we've learned from the past few years is you need those bodies. At least one of those two.
Okay.
Is playing in the playoffs.
Then you don't have the other bottom pair, fourth line.
Sandal?
You know?
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
Maybe you don't have Spezza. You know?
Well, Spezza's not playing tonight.
There you go. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to play game 1.
What about 7D?
You don't, eh? Who do you think plays game 1?
I kind of think it might be what they got going tonight.
Clifford, Simmons, and...
Clifford and Simmons?
Because
it's Clifford, Blackwell, Simmons
Blackwell has to play.
on the fourth line.
So he has to play.
Maybe it's Blackwell and Simmons, Blackwell and Clifford, and then you run with 7D. Why not?
I think coaches and players both hate 7D. They both hate it. It's not going to happen. Like something catastrophic would have to happen. Like if Riley goes down, you consider using 7D just to spread it out, maybe. I think it's going to be Blackwell in the middle, maybe Spets on the right, and the left wing slot is going to be one of Clifford and Simmons.
Yes.
At very least.
Yes.
And then to me, center is Blackwell's, and then right wing is either Simmons or Spezza.
I also don't expect Keefe to stick with it if it doesn't work. Like if Simmons comes out and we're like, okay, in his 5 minutes he wasn't really effective and we don't see it, then that becomes Clifford's spot. If Clifford's not that great, then Simmons will go on and maybe we'll have Spezza there. You know, I feel like he'll do those in-series adjustments. Because we've seen that from him a lot over the last 2 years.
I haven't looked at the numbers, like the actual advanced numbers, and I think they matter. And I don't know if there's been enough sample size for them to matter in this particular case, but I test only, okay? I've thought every time Kyle Clifford has been in the lineup, he has made an impact. You notice him from time to time.
He had that
disastrous.
one really bad game, I thought, but generally speaking, he's been
exactly what they need, right?
A fourth liner. Like Abruzzese, bless him, and we haven't even brought him up in this conversation.
Because he hasn't been noticeable.
But that's
it's not his fault.
It's like how I talked about you can't put Nick Robertson on the fourth line. That's Abruzzese.
Mm-hmm.
And like if I'm Matthew Nyes, who's meeting with Kyle Dubas, and we're having a conversation about where I fit into the lineup, it's fourth line or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you're not moving Bunting. You're not moving Mikheyev. You're not moving Nylander, certainly. Or Engvall, I guess.
By the way, Matthew Nyes and Dubas met yesterday.
Oh.
And he's going to take some time. And I'm assuming that probably means the weekend. Because there ain't much time left.
Why? Everyone's talking about he's going to sign or he's going to go back to school. Like, why isn't him signing and not going back to school an option? Like, what if he signs and he's a regular for the Leafs next year?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's more likely the case. I think people just want to know if they're going to have that sort of depth for the playoff run. I think that people obviously feel like, I think because of the injury history with the Leafs, I think Tavares, that's still ringing in our ears from last year against Montreal. As much as we have a lot of forward depth, you still sort of always want more, right?
They have forward depth, but here's the problem that the Leafs face. And I don't know what the solution is for it. If one of Matthews, Marner, Tavares, or Nylander go down, you don't have someone on the Marlies who can replace that. You don't. Kerfoot goes down. Bunting goes down. Engvall goes down. Maybe not so much Kampf. Anyone on the fourth line. You have guys who can fill that role and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You have Nick Robertson. You have Joey Anderson. You have Alex Steves. You have other players, right?
Maybe Kasha, you know?
I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I really hope Kasha. I mean, you put him on the fourth line if he's healthy.
Yeah, he's in the lineup.
He's 100% in the lineup. Maybe he might even be on the second line, depending on how healthy he is.
Yeah, I moved down Kerfoot.
But their high-end talent is so difficult to replace, and Nyes is one of two guys I look at and I go, well, he might have the high-end talent to play in the top six. Robertson is the other.
Yeah, but you're not getting injury protection for your stars. Like, that's unreasonable. If any Leaf fans thinking, we need Nyes because he's going to be injury protection for Matthews, like, that's not a reasonable thing to expect. No team ever can have that.
I think Abruzzese slots into the top six.
Right, but that's still not replacing their production.
No, I know.
It's just a body that's going to play there and it's going to fit, but it's not that star. It's not Marner. It's not Matthews. It's not Tavares. I
don't know. I'm kind of. I've said this already. I'm a little. We're making this into a far bigger story than it needs to be. I think he's going to be very good. Very good.
I think, like, even to that point, when we talk about the fourth line, we're like, man, Clifford, Simmons, Spezza, Blackwell, what's going to happen there? If we're nitpicking the fourth line like that at the end of the series, that's not what's going to be deciding factor here. It's going to be how they play defensively as a team. It's going to be the goaltending. And it's going to be the goal score. Yeah. It's going to be those three things. Do they learn how to play competent defense? We'll continue playing competent defense in front of the net. Is Jack Campbell going to show up and be November Jack Campbell? Is Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Willie going to score? That's what it comes down to. And the rest of it's great fodder. It's great talk because that's what the coaching staff is thinking about. They're nitpicking the entire lineup top to bottom. We do the same thing. But what it's going to come down to if they beat a Florida, Tampa, or Boston is those three things.
It's also going to be interesting down the stretch to see, like, Sheldon Keefe hasn't been given a reason to really get out the blender up front. But they have 9 games to maintain that. And I kind of think screwing with it would be the wrong thing to do. There's no reason to split up the top line. There's second line, I don't know.
He does
but
it
the third
in-game.
line is really good.
He does it in game. Nylander goes up with the top unit when he's coming. I think it's going into his third line. When the third line's coming out, he sometimes comes out early.
And
I think it is.
Sometimes as the post penalty kill line, or he'll even be out there late in a penalty kill. But those are situational.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, all things equal, those are the three. And then the fourth line, interchangeable. What do you need tonight? You need a battering ram? You need a little bit of finesse. Like, Abruzzese and Spezza together on the fourth line, like, that's a regular season fourth line. Tonight, they have an evaluation game against Washington Capitals. Look who's out there.
All right. And that's the fourth line's not going to win them or lose them series.
No. But
it won't win you. It won't win you a series. It can lose you one for with a couple bad goals.
Yeah.
Just like your last pair of defensemen can do a spinorama in overtime.
Sure, but Austin Matthews lost you. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner not showing up lost you that series.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's right. Frederick Anderson letting in not Frederick. Jack Campbell letting in the one he still beats him up. So he beats himself up over.
Oh, the first one in Game 7.
Loses you a series.
If he could just stop beating himself up, that'd be super cool.
That mentality loses you a series. Like, those are the things that are. Austin Matthews better show up and have this 70-goal pace in the playoffs. That's what's going to win you a series.
Yep.
Not Spezza.
Yep.
If Spezza's the one winning you the series, then you got a problem with your roster.
And Spezza almost won them the series last year.
And that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Austin, show up.
I think the problem with the last 2 years is Spezza was such a big part of the team.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that he's bad. It's like,
that can't be the guy.
Jesus, guys. Like, can you please act like you're stars?
He's 86 years old.
He's like 80 trillion. Jason Spezza signed the Declaration of Independence.
Jason Spezza was on the ice the last time the Leafs won a playoff series in 2004 versus the Ottawa Senators.
Right.
He was on the Ottawa Senators.
He's 3 years older than Adam and I.
Bruins are hosting Pittsburgh in 2023 for the Winter Classic at Fenway, which should be an amazing game, although it'll be cold as
They've done that before, have they not?
At Fenway? I don't know. I thought they did
They did Gillette.
They did Gillette because I know, and I remember Pete Blackburn was like skating on the ice for that. Like he got to actually do like a warm up game or something.
Did he? I did.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe I'm thinking.
I did the media skate. That was fun.
On that one, on Gillette.
Actually, no, I don't remember.
I thought it was Pete that got to do that.
Yeah, because I don't think I brought my skates to Boston. You're right. No, I got to skate at BMO.
Oh, different country.
Did I skate at Gillette? I don't remember.
You're right.
I don't remember.
So they had, because Boston's had one, right? And it wasn't at Fenway. It was at Gillette.
I think they did do one.
Yeah. Did they?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because they've had an outdoor game before, the Bruins.
Oh, they've had plenty. They've had lots. Yeah.
What's wrong?
I'm just laughing at Steve. I just don't know what country I skated in. I'm Steve Dangle, everybody. As
it might have been two.
Big waff of his cigarette.
I like life.
I think
it is the second time. Next year's Winter Classic will mark the second time the Bruins have hosted at Fenway. So yeah, there was a previous outdoor game at Fenway.
Who was it? Philly? Was that the Marco Sturm game?
The Sportsnet article does not say.
Gosh darn it!
When that was.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna complain to Sportsnet. First name Sports.
Okay, so then the last thing I wanted to get to is I just want to do a little shout out for Johnny Gaudreau on 100 points this year. I don't know if you saw the picture of him with his parents after the game, but I thought it was like just they showed up and he got his 100th point, and the season that guy has had is nothing short of remarkable.
No, like again, I don't know. It's like every year the hockey world picks a team to ignore. And I don't know why it's the Flames.
Well, we've given a lot of air to the Flames, and they've let us down a lot. The last 2 years, I'd have been like, Flames have got to be contending for a Stanley Cup. And each and every time, they're like, fart, we suck.
But they've been sick like all year. That top line, the friggin'... Dude, Elias Lindholm, Matthew Tkachuk, and Johnny Gaudreau. Matthew super not traded Tkachuk. Jake Markstrom having like a Vezina-worthy season. Shillington breaking out. Dude, they're great.
They are great. They're incredible.
Great.
It's been a lot of fun to watch. It was kind of cool to see. And
Darryl Sutter poetry slam.
Yeah,
they've been fun.
They have.
Like
there's a swagger to the Flames again.
There is
confidence, right?
And I took a lot of shit for how I reacted to this game. But we keep talking about the stretch run, but the Leafs, when they got hammered by the Flames, I think it was just after the All-Star break, I took one look at how they performed in that game and went, oh shit, this team is gonna be a problem. They're a great team, man. Great team.
I just want our Western fans who have been bugging us and saying, hey guys, you're not talking about the Flames enough. You're right. Here they are. Talking about the Flames, they're pretty great.
I swear I talk about them all the time.
We do, but it doesn't. I think it's not enough. I think that's what they're telling us. It's not enough. Okay. Not nearly enough.
Well, I hope you applied for Game Over Calgary. Then you can talk about it to your heart's content.
Okay. And with that, I think, you know what? Let's do a little bit of a longer press conference today. What do you guys think? Have you started spring cleaning yet?
No.
You haven't checked your carpets, your drapes?
Check the carpets.
Front lawn? Haven't given anything a trim yet?
You guys have backyards you got to do. That's brutal.
Yeah, sometimes I have shoulder yards too.
And that's why Manscaped app.
I was talking about that.
You didn't know, but it came at you. Manscaped.com, promo code DANGLE. 20% off and free shipping. They're sponsoring this show. That's how much they want you to have clean everything. Let me tell you about this.
Front yard, backyard, balls.
Have you considered cleaning your holes?
What?
Your nose holes and your ear holes. The smell of spring air. It actually comes with, this is part of the package, the nose and ear hair trimmer. And by the way, I'm old enough now that I actually have ear hair, and Natalie pointed it out to me. Proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, tugs. It's all part of the whole thing. And then you can follow that up and get rid of that foul ball smell with the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver.
There should be like a baseball pun in there.
I think that's what it was.
Ball.
It was a foul. That I think was the idea.
They were intentional.
That was part of the script.
It's got to be more clear.
I'm sorry. Foul ball.
Hit that one out. Like
Adam struck out.
Hey, baseball.
Get your field ready for play.
That's
with 20% off and free shipping with the code DANGLE at manscaped.com.
Don't balk at that deal.
Oh, jeez. That's okay.
That's very specific.
That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code DANGLE at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life, and don't balk it.
Throw it out like the first pitch.
bulk.
Now, our next partner is a pretty cool product. And it's one where I've instantly... Remember I called out TJ for this? It's Athletic Greens. We love Athletic Greens. If you're looking to get better gut health, got a sensey stomach like me, more energy, stronger immune system, really easy, natural way to do it, you got to check out Athletic Greens.
Is it spicy?
It's not spicy. It's not. And again, it's really like, listen, sometimes you get an upset tummy really easily. Athletic Greens, you can avoid that. It's lifestyle friendly. We always tell you this. Whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, cereal-free.
Ghost pepper
Spicy
cereal.
cereal. Yeah, there you go. Then Athletic Greens is for you, and it costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than like getting a cold brew from a coffee place locally.
This is expensive.
I love a good cold brew. I'm not going to lie. But Athletic Greens you will like even better. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into cold and flu season, because it's spring cold and flu season, don't you know? Just 1 cup of water every single day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a 1-year free supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/STP. Again, it's athleticgreens.com/STP. Take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Wow. And so now I can have guilt-free Buffalo Loops.
There you go.
My favorite cereal.
Sports betting, it's on everybody's mind, and Sports Interaction is Canada's sportsbook. You can do this before the game, live and play, or, you can bet on how your favorite player will perform. It's great. Canada plays at SIA, doing it right since 1997 with the most competitive odds. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Head to sportsinteraction.com/STP. That's sportsinteraction.com/STP. 19 plus. Please play responsibly.
Sure.
Let's do it.
The Presser. SDP. The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
You screwed me up. This schedule has screwed me up.
What do you mean?
Because when you're like, let's do a bit of a longer press conference, I started thinking about the drive home, and I'm like, I'm going to get something to eat. I'm going to treat myself because it's Friday. No, it is not. It is Thursday. You screwed me up.
Sorry about that.
It's kind of the weekend because people are off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Catholic weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you get back to work.
For I pulled up the NHL outdoor games list, the full list of NHL outdoor games. Boston hosted a Winter Classic January 1st, 2010 at Fenway. Steve, who did they play and what was the final score?
I think that was the Philly game, right? Did they play Philly?
They played the Philadelphia Flyers. What was the final score?
I think it was 3-2 in overtime, and Marco Sturm got the winner.
It was 2-1 in overtime. Then the Boston Bruins hosted an outdoor game at Gillette, as you guys were talking about. They also played
Montreal.
They played the Montreal Canadiens. What was the final score?
Oh, the Habs killed them. 5-1?
This was in 2016, January 1st. The final score was 5-1. Steve Dangle, your memory is stupid.
Well, it's easier. I was there.
Yeah. And then Boston also played in the outdoor Lake Tahoe game. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Boston also played in the 2019 Winter Classic. This was at Notre Dame in Indiana. They played the Chicago Blackhawks. Steve?
No way. They played Blackhawks? It's crazy.
Bruins, Blackhawks, Notre Dame. What was the final score? Who won?
I don't know the final score, but the Blackhawks play in a lot of outdoor games and they lose a lot of outdoor games, so I'm going to say the Bruins won.
76,000 people watched the Bruins win over the Blackhawks.
Wow.
Well done. 4-2. And then the Bruins also played an outdoor game this last season, 2021, February 21st. They played the Flyers again they played in State Line, Nevada. Who won that game? What was the final score?
They played the Flyers in Nevada? Is that what you just said?
State Line, Nevada is where the game was.
Like the state of Nevada. Like where Vegas is.
Yeah.
It was a Bruins Flyers game in Nevada.
Edgewood Tahoe Resort, State Line, Nevada.
Okay.
That's where Lake Tahoe is.
Something memorable happened in that game.
It's like snowy, Lake Tahoe. You remember the views?
No, I do.
The views are amazing, but
That was cool.
It's in Nevada, like the state. It's just on the edge. There's snow there. Final score?
Oh man!
And can you tell me the game that happened before them? There's 2 games there. So there's one on I think it was the Saturday, and there's one on the Sunday. 4 teams played on Lake Tahoe in 2021 in February.
I think one of the other teams was Vegas.
Yes.
And
Good. You got that one. Who did they play?
oh man,
Adam?
Oh, God. Come on. I can't even remember what the Sabres-Leafs game was when we went. Come on. I don't remember that stuff.
Who was the home team in the Sabres-Leafs game in Hamilton?
I know it was the Sabres. Because I was like, why does it say Buffalo on the ice? And you're like, it's a Sabres home game. I'm like,
was it the Kings? No, the Ducks.
For the other team, the 4th team?
Yeah.
It was the Avalanche.
Oh,
well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it Lake Tahoe?
Should have got
Of course.
that. Yeah, it was right there.
Okay, should have got
It was all right there.
Right.
The Bruins beat the Flyers 7-3, and the
Oh,
Avalanche beat the Knights 3-2.
Wasn't one of those games like delayed because the ice was melting?
Yes, it was because
Yeah.
and they had like a 2-hour delay in the middle, and remember they restarted the game at like midnight Eastern, if you remember.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Wow.
the ice wasn't friggin' frozen.
Yeah, and they had to wait till like nighttime on the West Coast.
Was it's like heading the week before the Leafs Sabres game outdoor in Hamilton. My wife's like, "What time is the game?" And I'm like, "Well, it's a bit of a loaded question because any outdoor game can
Right.
change." Oh shit! Some sun broke through the clouds at the wrong point in the sky, and the game's been delayed 2 hours. Like, I don't know. What do you do? what do you do? The ice is melting. You can't play on that. So. There was, I remember the one in Gillette was touch and go because that was like a weirdly sunny day. Yeah, I remember that.
This is the last piece of Winter Classic trivia because there's so much Winter Classic.
So many
history
games, and I don't remember them all apparently.
Adam and Steve, I want you to combine your brains
Oh boy.
Okay,
And
so this
give
just
me-
be Steve's brain.
and give me the 5 teams who have never appeared in a outdoor game.
Oh,
There are 5 teams. One is a free square. Free square on the bingo card. One of those 5
Coyotes.
teams. Think about it. Think about it for 8 seconds.
Coyotes, for sure.
Think about a team that. How would they have played an outdoor game? They're in the NHL right now. How would they have done that?
I guess the Coyotes.
No, just think about it for 2 seconds.
Wait. Okay.
How would this team have played an outdoor game? They're
Seattle.
Thank you. There's your free square. Seattle.
Thank you.
Now
Okay.
list the
Also
other
the
4.
Coyotes.
Seattle.
I'm sorry, man. It's the end of the weekend. I am tired.
Yeah.
Seattle's your free square. Who are the other 4?
Okay, I think if the Coyotes have played one, that would be surprising. Although I feel like maybe they're
Every Canadian team has played, so there's
Okay.
7 gone,
yeah.
and Seattle, so there's 8.
Chicago.
You think?
I think maybe has played.
Chicago, Boston,
Basically,
Colorado,
the entire
Vegas,
NHL executive,
Philly,
the NHL
Buffalo,
owner executive of all played one.
Pittsburgh.
Have the Panthers?
Oh.
I can't remember one where the Panthers have.
I want to say they have one coming up.
One team
Well, not
does
this year though.
One team has one scheduled for next year, and they have not played in a outdoor game.
I think
yet.
it's Florida.
That's
It is a delayed game from last season, but it got canceled due to COVID.
See, yeah, I think it's Florida.
Okay.
That's
Let's
on
say
your list?
Florida. So we
Okay.
Arizona, Florida, Seattle.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think those 3.
Those are 3. Submit your list when you're done.
Anaheim and LA played one outside.
Has San Jose?
No, I don't.
Huh?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Let's put a bookmark in
The
San
Ducks
Jose.
have?
Ducks have for sure. That's when Drew Doughty told Patrick Maroon he sucks at hockey.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played that in like Santa Clara or something.
Yeah.
What about
Dallas played Nashville?
couple of questionable? Yeah. Columbus and Philly. Winter markets, but have either of them played?
Philly has.
Philly, I
Columbus,
brought
I'm
up,
not
like,
sure. I can't picture it.
I can't either, but my brain is not good at this, admittedly.
In Tampa, I'm almost positive did.
So what about Arizona?
Capitals have, obviously.
So Seattle, Arizona, Florida.
Seattle, Arizona, Florida.
Uh,
San Jose,
Columbus. I think we're good for 80%.
I think we got at least 4.
All right.
The one I'm least sure about is San Jose.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Submit your list.
That's it. Oh, God. Seattle, Arizona.
No, let's go one at a time.
Oh,
Seattle.
And I'll ding you. Seattle. Ding. 1.
Ding.
Arizona.
2. Ding.
Ding.
San Jose.
Incorrect.
That's the one we weren't sure about.
Columbus.
Columbus. Ding.
Yes.
And Florida.
Florida Panthers.
Ding. Correct.
Shit.
The
See?
team you missed is the team that has their outdoor game that was canceled. It's coming up next year. It
Is
is
it Tampa?
the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh.
They've never gotten
They've
anyone.
never.
wrong.
They were
Why have they
supposed to
not?
play last year versus, I believe it is. They're
it
supposed to play
Tampa?
Washington
What the fuck?
in Raleigh, but it got canceled. So
Oh, wow.
Who the hell did
they're
Tampa
playing.
play?
Tampa played.
Who did San Jose play?
Tampa played. Remember this year they played. Remember they're playing.
Oh, and they had those cool
Nashville.
jerseys. Damn it.
They played Nashville versus. We talked about the jerseys
Yes,
on the
we
show.
did. Ah, shit.
We said this on the show.
Damn it. And who did San Jose play?
San Jose played back in 2015. The Sharks played the Kings in Santa Clara Levi Stadium, the San Francisco 49ers Stadium. The Sharks played the Kings. That was the California game.
Yeah, but no, also the California game was the Kings and Ducks. I don't remember
I'll pull
shit.
up the Ducks game.
I also want to throw out there that Steve gives a very tough, manly high five.
Yeah?
So you got some
sorry.
force behind. No, it's good.
They
I like
did,
it.
They
Stung
did
a little.
back-to-back years of California games. So the Ducks and the Kings played in Dodger Stadium, and then the
Right.
Kings and the Sharks played in Levi Stadium where the 49ers play. And they did that in 2014, 2015. So the Kings got to play in double California games.
Damn.
It was pretty fun. Anyways,
See, you talking about outdoor and I'm transported back. I want to go see Jays versus Giants game in San Francisco. I just want to have a baseball stadium in front of me and the ocean behind me again. Just
were you at was Bonds playing?
No, it was. I think I saw. It was Giants Dodgers. So I think it was.
Oh, that'd have been a good one.
It was a Kershaw game, and I wore a Jays shirt, and everyone was like, "Are you lost?"
I
They were
wanted
getting
to-
ready to yell at me because they thought it was a Dodgers shirt.
I wanted to know what you guys thought about Clayton Kershaw getting pulled in the 7th inning yesterday after a perfect game. And he had 68 pitches or something? 70 pitches?
80 pitches.
Oh, it was 80 pitches.
So, yeah, Clayton Kershaw was pulled in the 7th inning after he was in the middle of a perfect game. He had 80 pitches, and then
Not just a no hitter.
not just. There's only been 26 no hitters in the history of Major League Baseball.
No, perfect games.
Perfect games, sorry. 26 perfect games in the history of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball has been around for over 100 years.
Like
It's an
22,000 games or 220,000.
It's an incredible feat if you're able to do it. And he, for context, last year he missed a lot. He always misses time with injuries. He has a long injury history, and it's literally his first start in months. He didn't throw a baseball all off season because he was recovering from surgery. So he had a shortened spring training because everybody did because of the lockout. And Dave Roberts said, "You know what? Screw this. I'm gonna pull him." And he's not going to finish this game.
And he did that to another guy in 2016 as well.
Only 2 players who have ever been pulled in the middle of perfect games were both done by Dave Roberts. He's done this twice.
Wow.
He's the only person to ever do this, and he's done it twice. He's a menace.
Oh man.
He's a
I
menace.
liked his explanation after the game, though. He said, listen, I understand the individual feat of that, but we're here to win a World Series, and we need him healthy, and this is how we keep him healthy. And from that perspective, I get it. The Dodgers have spent too much money, and they have too much at stake not to win the World Series this year. And if it's Dodgers Blue Jays, like that would be a nightmare scenario. Like the Blue Jays go all the way, and then they got to play the freaking Dodgers.
What if no one's wrong here? Like, what if it's the right decision to pull him because of obvious injury concerns? And also, he had 2 more innings to get a perfect game.
And he was only at 80 pitches.
It's also like the one part of the conversation that everyone completely leaves out is 2 innings is kind of a lot of baseball.
It
and
is.
He might get, who knows, pitch 81 could go 500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
But then he's done.
And then he's
you pull
done.
him.
And then you pull him.
Yeah.
And then no one gives you any shit.
Yeah.
At all. You know, what if he gets to pitch 86 and his elbow friggin' comes out and he needs Tommy John or something. Yeah, oh boy. I don't know if anyone's wrong here. If Kershaw was like, no, like if he was screaming at him like Max Scherzer losing his friggin' mind, that I would be like, okay, well the manager is obviously in the wrong.
Kershaw said all the right things post game.
He but some players don't put their heart in it, and you can tell they're just talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, he seemed to be like, he almost seemed to think it was funny that he was perfect. He's like, oh shit, I was never gonna play this whole game. Yeah, that's a.
What are you guys doing? What's your decision? Do you leave him in? Do you pull him?
I pull him.
Damn,
I pull him.
I'm a coward. I'd leave him in.
Yeah?
Because that's the easy thing to do.
Yeah,
The easy thing to do is to leave him in.
I think you pull him and you move on.
That's
Oh,
Move on with
boy.
your life. You're Clayton Kershaw. You'll be okay.
Crazy.
Oh man,
It's tough, but you got to do it.
Adam
Oh.
would bench you if you had 98
Win
points in an
the
NBA
World
game.
Series. You know what I mean?
Here's something. Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby are currently 21 and 22 on the all-time points list.
hilarious.
Alexander Ovechkin has 1,405 points in his career. Sidney Crosby has 1,402 points in his career.
Oh,
Out of Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, and Austin Matthews, rank where the four of them will land at the end of their careers on the
Points?
all-time points list.
like 1, 2, 3, 4. We
Where
don't have
they
to.
will
We don't have to
land.
pull from the actual list.
You don't have to put them at 7.
Connor's going to be number 1 on that. Connor's going to be number 1 on that. Connor's points production is, to be honest with you guys, it's just getting going here. Like the last couple of years, we've seen it sort of rise, and I think we've got 3 or 4 more years of him just rising like a COVID graph, like a wastewater graph.
Damn. You
Um,
could have gone with so many things.
So many things, but I just thought that was the most relevant thing.
Fair, I suppose. Fair. You know, what if no one's wrong?
What if no one's wrong? Connor McDavid right now has 42 goals and 66 assists in 73 games.
Yeah, he could underratedly hit 50 and no one cares. It's that there's another. We forgot about both Alberta teams. It's bizarre. So Jesse's pulled up McDavid.
He's got 682 points already.
You guys haven't ranked them.
Yeah, you know what? McDavid won.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahead of Crosby?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ahead of
because-
Ovi?
Yes, because if you look at their first 6 years, Crosby didn't have points like McDavid does.
See, Ovechkin and Crosby are still going.
Yeah. Like that means you're also expecting them to have the longevity.
Because I'm holding him at the pedestal of 1,400 points. These guys are retiring with like at least 1,600.
Crosby
Yeah.
102, 120 his first 2 years.
Yeah, but then look at his next few.
103, 109.
Yeah, okay, McDavid
Well,
48
You
because
skipped one. But
if you want to count the lockout shortened year, you can. But I would let's look at the other 6 years where there were full seasons or full-ish seasons. 100, 108, 116, 97, 105, and he had 105 in 56 games last year and 108 this year at 73. Guys, it's going to be Connor McDavid.
You're expecting him to keep up the pace,
I do.
to avoid injuries, which Crosby hasn't done.
he's already
because
rehabbed a torn PCL. That's crazy.
Alexander Ovechkin is ahead of Sidney Crosby on the all-time points list because he has had 200 more games.
Right.
Yeah, and here's what I'll say with Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby has 6 100-point seasons all time.
Mhm.
Connor already has 5. And came 3 points short 2 years ago during the COVID shortened year.
And we
Guys,
haven't
it's
even-
going to be
Crazy.
Connor McDavid.
So here's the free space. We're wasting time. Matthews 4.
Yeah.
This is going to be his first 100-point season, which already he's disqualified. Like, we're talking about all-timers here.
Yep.
All-timer. Who knows? He could end up as the best goal scorer.
Yeah, Matthews could have the most goals of them, but he doesn't.
Even ahead of Ovi.
Sure. He could.
But literally just because he's, 24?
Mhm.
And this is his first 100-point season, he can't do it.
I think you guys are underrating, or I guess overrating, what Ovi has done in his career. Because
Overrating.
he has only had 4 100-point seasons, and they all happened within the first 5 years of his career. and then nothing since. No 100-point season. So if Matthews starts
1,268 games.
If Matthews starts peaking now with the assists, this is career high in assists. He's already over 100 points. What if this becomes the middle part of his career where he puts up like 6 100-point seasons? Then he passes Ovi.
I want to see more than 100-point season before I start talking like that.
And then, because we're projecting, who knows? And then if we expect the goal totals to match Ovi's, then he's going to beat him in that category. Plus the assist totals, we expect him to beat them in that category. I don't think we pencil in Matthews automatically at 4.
I put him at 4.
Plus, I think
he'll be number 1 in goals. I put him at 4. He will not have the amount of assists.
He'll be at least number 2.
He'll have seasons like this, where Ovechkin had 48 goals and 19 assists. He'll have seasons like that.
Do you think Matthews will have seasons?
He'll
like
have
that?
seasons like that when he gets older. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he doesn't pass the puck, but why wouldn't you pass to him with the shots that he has?
Not accounting for injuries, because that is obviously the monkey wrench.
McDavid's more prone to injuries than Matthews.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
I'm gonna say, oh man, Matthews also has like a surgically repaired wrist that made him better, like a robot. I'm gonna say, oh man, if injuries don't happen,
yeah, take injuries out of it. Just take it out.
Oh,
it's 100% a factor.
McDavid, Crosby, Ovechkin, Matthews.
Yep, I'm with you on that. That's what I think.
McDavid,
Crosby,
Ovechkin, Matthews,
and I think
Crosby, Ovechkin, Matthews.
You don't think Ovechkin's going to maintain his lead over Crosby?
No,
right now.
3 points.
Nope.
How many points does he have this season, and how many points does Crosby have? So Ovechkin's at 85.
85 points. Crosby has 77.
He's
beating him in points. He surpassed him this year. Like, he caught up to him and he passed him. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Guys, it's going to be Crosby.
Ovi's point totals are higher than Crosby.
And Crosby misses so much time.
What are you talking about?
Oh, man. Oh, this is so hard.
Ovechkin's going to finish with more career points than Sidney Crosby. He's also going to play longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He's also older.
He's gonna try and catch Gretzky. He's gonna stick around.
Yeah, I think he
just
is.
to do that.
He is.
He's got the Yager mentality about this. If there's hockey to be played, I will play it.
I'm keeping my answer.
I don't know how.
Here's a hot take.
How's Crosby gonna?
Here's a hot take.
What?
Matthews, Dylon, Matthews.
Here's a hot take. Even though it hasn't trended that way so far, because this player has played 419 games and Matthews has played 402, and only 2 points separate them.
I know what you're gonna say.
Mitch Marner will have more points than both. You ready? Both.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Both.
You're not allowed.
Matthews and Ovechkin. Minimum.
So then he's also going to pass Crosby.
Not necessarily. I think
according to you.
No, because I think Crosby and McDavid are going to be higher, but I look at the way, here's what's changed about Mitch Marner. He always had a pile of assists. You know, like in the last time they played a full season, he had 68 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Let me finish.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He is 1 assist away from 60 this year, and he's already got 31 goals. The shot that Mitch Marner now has, because he always had dangles.
It's a weapon.
He always had moves, but now he doesn't have to create the space. Now he can just shoot. Because what he used to have to do before is if he got the puck close in, he'd have to make a move to make something happen because his shot was a muffin. It was. Now he's got a shot from the hash marks. He's got a shot from outside, and he's got the moves and the speed to go in. I think Mitch Marner, in overall points, and by the way, I've always said this, goals matter more.
Mm-hmm.
In overall points, Mitch Marner will be third on that list.
Very key point you're missing. Marner started at 19. Like, Marner started a year after he was eligible to play in the
Matthews
NHL.
started at 18.
Matthews started at 8. Well, I think he was. I think he had just turned 19. He played his first season of eligibility. So did Crosby. Ovechkin didn't, actually.
Yeah.
He missed an entire season.
He did.
But, okay, in terms of this all-time discussion, Marner missing his first full season of eligibility, that docks him how many points? At least 50.
We don't know that. Let's
we
see what
can
he
be
does.
Pretty confident.
What if that saved him from injury? We don't know that. If we're factoring injury in, what if that saved him from injury later in his career? So we don't know that. We don't know that.
Maybe Ovechkin too. Yeah,
I think the way it's trending, Mitch Marner is going to be a 30 to 35 goal guy and a 60 to 70 assist guy. And that is 100 points in the bank every year, Mitch Marner. And I'm not saying he's better. I think Austin Matthews, goals matter more to a team than assists do. They just do. But I think the two of them together are stupid. It's crazy. And Mitch Marner is going to have more overall points.
That's a fun discussion.
And Michael Bunting's ship will rise with this boat, with this tide.
Okay, from bottom to top: Matthews, Ovechkin, Crosby, McDavid, Marner, Bunting, Engvall.
No, we're Mikheyev? Only shorthanded goals, Mikheyev.
No,
Best goalie of all time. He's going to have a career switch.
Mikheyev's not going to be able to sign here, remember? There's been several articles about
and then
that.
he'll be bad.
And then he'll be bad.
Ah, shit.
If he's not a Leaf, he's bad.
Tough break, Ilya.
Yeah.
I think at the end of this conversation, my take that Ovi finishes with more career points than Crosby is going to age like fine wine.
Yeah.
He has more points this year. I don't know where you guys are getting this from.
Do you have Crosby's Hockey DB still?
Yeah.
Pull up his 11-12.
Crosby in 11-12, 8, 29,
Or no-
37,
And his 10-11.
10-11, 32, 34, 66. Odd injury time in there.
It's so shitty. He had 32 goals in 41 games. After scoring 51, he was on his way to like winning a Rocket and an Art Ross.
The best year of his career.
Bummer.
Best year of his career. Oh my God. Like 3 straight seasons of what could have been 66 and 41, 37 and 22, 56 and 36. What a mutant. Oh, killer. And if you look from then on, he's never quite the same offensively.
Yeah.
And yada, 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 won back-to-back cups.
Um,
He's such a freak. He's such a mutant, man. And a Conn Smythe, too.
McDavid just retired last night in our stream. It was
man.
sad to see him go.
How many points did he finish with? Did you
Yeah,
check
where did
that?
he finish all
I
time?
think it was around 1,400.
Wow.
So he wouldn't have passed Crosby.
Is this why you're asking this question?
No, I thought about this question like the other day, but then that also happened last night. It was serendipity.
Well, with that, we're going to wrap it up for the long weekend, gentlemen. That was a good discussion.
That was
I really
great.
like that.
Thank
I
you.
like that a lot. So we're back Monday. We hope you enjoy your weekend. CJ Show is also brand new today. If you haven't already, check out Nathan Walker on Agent Provocateur. Just a really great story and a great guy.
Jesse, when's your next shitty show?
Oh my God. Show comes out tonight at midnight, the Jesse Blake Sports Report. We're doing a Raptors Sixers series preview. Catch it wherever you get podcasts.
We're going to sweep them. Write it down.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.